Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Rex Rumpleby here, getting ready to start a brand new run of survival on the Long Dark. We're going to take it down to Stalker difficulty this time. And just like we did with the previous two runs, I'm going to start up in Ash Canyon with no feats. Ruthless Rex will be our protagonist for the journey. Not super familiar with Stalker. I don't know a lot about the difference between it and Voyager and it and Interloper. The description implies that the wildlife is much more aggressive and that everything is maybe tuned up a little more difficult than Voyager. So what I'd like to do is try the Triple Death Challenge, but instead of a single region recovery, we will keep Rex moving like the nomad that he is. I don't know if that's how difficult that's going to be, if it's feasible to even attempt it. I'm sure it's been done. I'm sure it can be done fairly easily by some players. We'll see how it goes for Rex. I get up here to this waterfall. Is usually a backpack hanging out behind the falls here. And if there is, we'll stop there and take a look at what kind of gear they give us in Stalker. Pretty minimal, honestly. Two main important things is we have a bedroll and matches right off the bat. So we have a means to start fire, boil water, and sleep without finding an interior structure. Clothing looks pretty minimal, but he does have a few items there, and looks like it could be relatively difficult to get started. But what we're going to do is ditch the gear, including the clothing, put Rex down to the skivs, and practice our swan dive from the top of the waterfall. The intention of cheating death 3 times, and then seeing if we can recover to full health and survive the penalty that will be applied to us for doing so. I always like to start in Ash Canyon for this because I just know there's going to be multiple things to jump off of to start, and this is no exception, so this looks like a good spot. Free fall. Oof, splat right to the ground. Alright, keeping it moving forward. Cheat death, short-term penalty, close risky spawn. 1 fire burns out, another comes to life. But for Rex, it simply will not do. So here we are now, naked in the cold, couple hours standing in the freezing, and once again fading into the long dark. Another short-term penalty, another close risky spawn, and we'll do it one more time. Still somewhere in Ash Canyon. Doesn't really matter where we are because we won't be here for long. Minus 30. That's cold. I don't know that it gets that cold in Voyager, especially that early in the game, so that could be something to pay attention to. All right, short-term penalty for the third time, max condition reduced by 75% for 20 days. This time we're going to do a far safe respawn so that the map is random and we don't know where we're going to begin the challenge. This looks like the community center in Pleasant Valley, which is a pretty safe place indeed. Should be a few structures to get us started. Oh, and there's rifle ammunition, so I'm guessing that means that there are firearms in Stalker. I don't think that there would be any bullets if there was nothing to put them in. I am cold in here, so I need to find something as quickly as possible to try to warm up. The socks and sweater look is not going to cut it, and I don't know that there's anything else in here that would have clothing in it, so that could be a problem right from the beginning, getting warm and staying warm. I could sprint over to the farmhouse, but that's quite a ways away. I could go up to the plane crash, also a walk. So while this is a safe spawn in terms of being indoors, I'm actually pretty exposed here. I'm not even going to loot the fridge until I at least go across the street to this house, which could have some clothing in it, and at least I'm warm in here, so can breathe for a moment and figure out what we're going to try to do. If I don't find any clothing in here, it's going to be a pretty dangerous run to wherever we decide to go next. The farmhouse could be good. It takes us away from the top portion of Pleasant Valley that would lead us eventually to Timberwolf Mountain, but that could be all right, especially if we end up getting some clothes out of it. The plane crash is another option, but the problem with that is it's all outside and we're not really guaranteed to get anything great. I never seem to have very good luck with clothing up at the plane crash. I always feel like I regret having gone up there. We're picking up a few clothing items here. 2 pairs of climbing socks will be good. So we'll get organized here before we leave the house and see how we're looking. I'm going to clear all the junk. And good climbing socks, no pants. Actually going to put the sweater on because once we are able to repair it a little bit, it will be better. Okay, I think the first thing to do for sure is go across the street to the gas station. We can peek our heads back inside the community center just to see if those couple extra pairs of or pieces of clothing make us warm in here, and they do not, so this is not the place to be. Not sure we'll be warm over here either. No. There's 2 lockers back here that could potentially have something. Nope. So I think what I'm gonna do is make a run for Farmhouse. Because then from there I can go up to the radio tower and then maybe loop back around. Hey, there's matches. Loop back around to the cave that leads to Mystery Lake. But before I go for my run, I'm going to go over back to this cabin where we know we're warm and sleep for a little while. So, eat some food. Drink some water. And sleep for an hour. See how much that warms us up. Alright, we're pretty warm. So we will leave the house and take a run. It's one last spot I want to check before we go. Sometimes there's some stuff over here that's worth grabbing. Flare is good. I'm actually going to hold that. There we go. Probably use a little more rest for this. Got wolves out there. I'm gonna go around them. Don't know that I'll be able to make it all the way to the farmhouse. without having to stop to warm up. So what I might actually do is try to get to barn, warm up for a little while. We have some daylight. And maybe even make a fire to warm up. Some tea if we have it. It's going to get really cold and tired here. That's going to prevent us from being able to move quickly. We're going to just barely make it to the barn, so we're definitely going to have to stop. And might even sleep for a little while longer if I can be warm in there. Not warm in the building. Am I warm in the truck? Yes. So I have to hang out here for a minute and at least warm up enough to where I can loot this. Barn. So maybe we rest for 2 hours. It's not going to give us a lot of energy, but hopefully it'll warm us up a little bit. Make it to the farmhouse so that we can. It's like literally just moving. Move and then move along. Is that something? Revolver cartridge. Okay, there's a pair of shoes, which I don't have any shoes, so might as well put them on. Still cold in here though, it didn't help enough. Oh, obviously not going to find any clothing in these drawers, but gonna loot this whole barn. A lot of times there's a stim in here. Hey, look at this. Stress pistol. 3 shells. That's gonna be super helpful in getting our first hunt taken care of. I was kind of expecting to find an emergency stim in here, but I don't see it. Might be downstairs. Could also be in the truck. Might have overlooked it in the truck. Take a quick look here in the floorboards. No, guess not. Okay. Really, I'd just like to make it to the farmhouse. Storm lantern will be super useful. Alright, we're actually starting to pick up some good stuff. There's another flare shell. Gonna take this thing out and reload it so that if I do need it, it's ready for action. Hey, I barely even saw that. Alright, the barn was a good place to stop. We picked up a lantern, we picked up a pry bar, we have a hatchet, a couple of miscellaneous tools and supplies that will help us get stabilized here. And now I think I would like to sleep for a couple more hours. That should give us kind of some twilight lighting outside, a little bit of extra warmth. How are we doing on everything? Should be able to make it for 2 hours. We'll sprint over to the farmhouse and spend some time getting set up over there. Hopefully we'll find some clothing that allows us to not run around looking like this. Pants. Rex always needs pants. Okay, one last thing that's worth looking at the barn is the archery. Some arrows usually around here. And it looks like they're there on Stalker as well. Alright. Off we go. We've attracted a wolf. How many of these shells do I have? I've got 4 shots. I'd rather not waste it on a wolf. I'd like to go big game with the flare gun, especially since we've got some arrows in our inventory already. So hopefully I can maybe catch a rabbit or find a carcass and get some guts curing. That will allow me to build a bow soon, and then we can start addressing the wolves. I don't think he's gonna catch me. Some crows over here, so I'm gonna look at this, and we'll turn around and take a quick look. Yeah, he's far enough away. Matches, excellent. He's just gonna follow me home. Alright, so this is gonna work out just fine. I think he's still growling behind me, but I'm not even really gonna bother with him because we made it. I think I'll just go right downstairs into the basement. We'll work our way up from there. As long as we're warm down here, it's possible we'll still be cold. No, we are warm, so that's good. Okay, we're gonna have to move quickly. And I can kind of see. So I'm gonna do a quick sweep of things that I can see, and then we'll do a sweep with the light. I should probably just turn all the light on. It's really dark in here. Hey, pants. Ragged jeans, but better than nothing. Alright. It's a good sign that we're gonna find a few things here in the farmhouse. Farmhouse can be a great spot for some loot, but I just don't know about what we should expect to find on the Stalker difficulty. Obviously there's tools in here, so that's good. We've already got a hatchet, and I think we picked up something else that we wouldn't expect to see on Interloper. This is a spot where I'd really like to see something decent. Climbing socks are decent. Okay. More matches. Fire's not going to be our problem for us. And emergency stim. Okay. Hey, and a hacksaw. Alright, we are pretty well outfitted now. I think we've got another piece of clothing. I'm just going to do kind of a quick scan. We'll come back and open up all of the containers and stuff without the light. Try to be conservative. Although we're picking up plenty of lantern fuel, so I don't think I really need to be that careful. Magnifying lens is good. Allows us to make fire without matches if we are under direct sunlight. I'm gonna clean the junk. Another lantern. Now we're doubling up on some rare gear, so okay, we're getting some stuff that is going to add to our warmth. Two vests now. I guess let's look at this. Clear out this room. One revolver cartridge. Is that more matches? Yes, it is. I think I'm pretty heavy all of a sudden. I'm also hungry. I may just do a quick sweep of the stuff laying around and then get some rest and come back around in the morning with some light, get all the drawers and everything, because now I'm kind of heavy and tired and I could probably get a good night's rest. More matches. Okay, so the farmhouse was a good place to go. Super heavy now. Another stim. Is that two stims in one building? Yeah, it is, because we had it in the basement. That is going to allow us to be a little less conservative, I should say. Maybe not reckless, but we can kind of hang it out there a little bit further. And more matches still in the nice mittens. The stim will allow us to walk distances further between locations of warmth, known warmth, so that if we run out of tea or want to make it that extra step and we're gambling on the weather or something like that, we've got contingency that's gonna prevent us from death. Don't really like to use them as a tool so much as a last possible alternative, but it's very nice to have them, and when you have two, you can kind of think of one of them as a resource. Alright, I think I'm just gonna lay down here and get some food. Oh, we don't have much for food. That's going to be our main issue tomorrow is getting... So we're going to eat almost all of this right now. In fact, I think I am going to eat all of this. Maybe leave the sardines if we get full without them. Still got the full cupboards to look at. Alright, so that's pretty good. How did we do on clothing? Came up with a scarf. Two vests. Mittens, I think, are much better. We already had 2 pairs of climbing socks. %. 88.94. Okay. There we go. That's a pretty mishmash collection of clothing there. I haven't seen Rex look so rugged. Alright. What did we get for tools today? Found a couple of arrows, so we need to start thinking about making a bow. The distress pistol was awesome with a few shells. We found a hacksaw and a hatchet, as well as a bunch of lantern fuel, some ammunition, and 2 storm lanterns. I'm going to fill up the one that's in better condition. We'll use this one maybe around the house tomorrow and get the rest of the fuel out of it. And we need to find some food. And then we'll organize the inventory and probably take a run up to the radio tower. Then maybe come back here and figure out where we want to go. So I'm going to sleep for 10 hours. Get well rested, get warm. We'll loot this house. And I want to use this one. I'll just let this one go all the way. Alright, so I kind of did a pretty scattered search of everything. I'm just going to clear all of the containers. Yeah, so we did that. We did this room. That's all good. Bathroom we cleared. Not much in here. So downstairs we go. We cleared this room to our left. Basically just left the kitchen. Hoodie, we might be able to put that on. Like 2. It's not any warmer than what we've already got. Alright, we do need to think about food. See if we can find something in the kitchen to get us started. Dog food will get us started. Nothing up there, nothing on the counters. Pretty slim pickings, but we got a few things. Can opener is nice. Alright, we got a few items. So I'll move a few things around here and kind of get this set up as a base for Pleasant Valley. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time here, so I'm just going to do a couple of things. But we'll put this file cabinet over here so we can keep track of our firewood. And that will allow me to drop a couple of items. In here. So I'm going to get rid of all the books. And I'm going to keep all of the tinder materials. I'm going to put matches in here. I'll hold on to the wood ones. And then in our next drawer, put the reclaimed wood. We'll put that firewood in there. I'm going to go put the books elsewhere. Keep using this bad lantern until it runs out, which is soon. And we'll go over here and use this cabinet to organize some gear. So do we like our clothing? Put a baseball cap on and why not? Yeah, I think we like all of our clothing. So we're going to drop the book, both of the books. We're going to make all that into tinder before we go. We'll hold on to one set of first aid equipment. I'm going to leave these in here for now because we'll come back here and make a big thing of water. All that clothing's going to stay behind. We'll bring just 2 liters of water with us. And what can we leave behind for our run up to the tower? All the ammo for sure. That can go away. So we have a lot of lantern fuel. Alright, I think that's good. We're back to being underweight, and I think we're ready to take a walk up the hill. I'm going to checkpoint at the barn at the end of the road. And then we're just going to hoof it up the hill to the radio tower and see if there's any good loot up there. Sometimes there is. It's a worthwhile place to check. Okay. It's pretty cold out here. Not sure if I'll be warm in this barn or not. If I'm not, probably just do a quick sweep. Maybe not bother to go up into the rafters so that we don't take a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm still cold in here, so we gotta keep moving. Just gonna look very quickly. Second hacksaw. Alright. I'm gonna go up here real quick. I think I can get up there without too much delay. It's like one of those random hiding spots of that you like have to check, but you're always like, why did I come up here? So there's this corpse that lives over here. Never not seen him. And then this backpack that you have to kind of inch your way to, because if you walk up to it too closely, fall through the floor like that. Alright, up the hill we go. Sometimes there's a bear patrolling. Okay, it's not quite as cold as it was. Sometimes there's a bear patrolling this area, so we gotta kind of keep an eye out, but with the flare gun in hand, we're ready for the showdown. If I do see him, I'll probably leave it alone until we come back down the hill, because I don't want to have to deal with that on the way up. Let's see. I think we can walk up this hill right here. Probably sprain our ankle with our leather dress shoes on. Yep. This is actually kind of a bummer because now I can't sprint. But we'll fix it if we need to. We're just gonna get off of this slope because we still have a lot more uneven ground to cover here. Aiming for the top of the peak there, beyond this rock in front of us. Way to avoid the rope. And we can kind of get up on this little ridge line and should be mostly safe from sprains. I think it's just that first hill that will usually get you if you're not quick. So we are going to be getting cold here in just a few seconds, but I think we're going to make it without too much damage, and then we'll spend a little bit of time in here warming up. Maybe even just sleep for 4 hours so that we can heal our ankle sprain. Okay, got in here with minimal damage. Let's see if it was worth it. the junk. We are warm in here, so that's good. Another set of mittens is good. Couple miscellaneous pieces of food. Hey, another stem. So we have 3 stems in our inventory now. That's pretty good. Alright. More matches. Couple pieces of food, that's good. Some tea, that'll be good to keep us warm on long walks. I don't know that it really does a whole lot else for us at this time. Big coat, excellent. Let's see what that looks like. Here, 8% armor. So Rex is starting to get a little bit more kitted out. It'd be sweet if we could find some like boots or ask and you shall receive. Combat boots are super heavy, but they're better than dress shoes. Technically, these are warmer right now, but I think that's just because we're in such rough shape. Let's fix them up and see, because I've never actually spent a lot of time wearing these. I'm going to clean up some stuff that doesn't require cured leather, just to build up a little bit of repair skill. So we know we want that to be good, and it's always good to have the socks in good shape. I used to struggle with the socks. I feel like I always fail with the socks. Twice now. That sucks. Alright, let's give him a chance on the boots, see if he can do it. Okay, those are at 65% now. They're warmer. So that's going to be his fit for the time being. And the jeans are in really bad shape, so we need to either get better pants or fix those jeans, but we used all the cloth, so. Is there something on top here? Hey, look at that. I would have definitely overlooked that. Oh, there's another pair of combat boots. 2 pairs of combat boots right next to each other. That seems unusual. Alright, so here we go. We're going to do the sweep with the light. And then we're just going to get out of here. We're all warmed up. Already looked at enough stuff. That's all been searched. Anything behind this box? Nope. Alright. Back down the hill. We'll go back to the house. Probably cook up some of these teas and everything that we have. And I'm not sure where I want to go. Kind of thinking I want to avoid Timberwolf Mountain and Ash Canyon and shoot for maybe we go to Mystery Lake instead. I feel like we might find better clothing there. try to grab one of these rabbits. And maybe have a slightly less hostile environment to deal with while we get stabilized. But I'm actually not 100% sure if that's going to be the best idea. Oh, that's not going to hit him. I was not expecting that to hit him. Oh, he's going to get up. Yeah. Got him. I got him again. I forgot we have a sprained ankle. I can't sprint. That was why we were going to rest for 4 hours. Oh, I let him too much. Alright, I think I picked up a bunch of bandages. I'm gonna just get rid of this ankle because I don't want to be hobbling around. Especially if I'm trying to run down rabbits. Okay, we're pretty decently warm now. Go take care of these rabbits, get some stuff curing. It'd be nice to get one more. And that way... Am I heavy? Oh, I'm very heavy. It's all the boots that I'm carrying. I can probably leave this second pair of combat boots behind. But that's not even gonna solve the problem. It's just I have a lot of stuff on me, I guess. Coat is heavy. I guess we're just gonna hobble home. Okay, I think there's a wolf running towards me. So did you see that? He was running towards me when I had the rabbit carcasses. And then he lost interest when I dropped him. So he smells me. I want to go back to the radio tower and take care of these rabbits. I'm so slow. I'm gonna have to leave some stuff in the tower. I can't walk like this. This is ridiculous. See, this would be the benefit of going to Ash Canyon, is that we could get the backpack and have more carry capacity. I don't think I'm well fed yet. I need to double check that. That'll add 5. Yeah, we're not well fed yet. So we'd have a health boost as well. So that'll add 5 kilos to our carry capacity. The backpack adds quite a bit though. Like I think it's an extra 10. So it might be worth it. Alright, let's see what we've got going on here. 21 minutes with the hatchet. $45 and 20. Hour 30, hour 20, hour 5. Okay. Let's see, these cans are pretty heavy. Just clear out all of our soda cans. Will hydrate us and give us a few calories. do all hatchet. Hour 27. Okay. It's not going to really take care of our attracting wolves problem, but at least they're prepared and ready for... What else did I pick up here? I'm going to bring these extra mittens down the hill. And I mean, I guess that's just how it's got to be. Yeah, we don't have well fed, so that'll help when that kicks in. Just got to get back to the house. Combat boots are kind of a burden because the stats are nice, but the weight is so brutal. Not sure if I can get down right there or not. Oh, I don't want to get stuck on that ledge. Oh yeah, I can like walk down this. Okay, and then it was like straight ahead to the... Another ankle sprain. So we've got maximum scent with our 2 rabbit carcasses. Need to watch out for the wolves. Doing a decent job of staying warm now. Oh wow, he's walking so slow. You know, I think I'm gonna hit this energy drink that we've been holding because I just don't even want to deal with that. Maybe bandage up the foot as well. And run home. Because the longer we're out here in the elements, the more we're exposing ourselves to the weather and the wolves. Plus it'd be nice to get these rabbits out of my hands so that the guts can start curing. Then I need to go find myself a sapling, which I think I know where one might be. We walk over towards the long curve, I think is what it's called. Just need to get some of this weight out of my bag. And we'll use the house for that. So before we leave Pleasant Valley, I guess I can go... try to find some saplings. And we could also check out the plane crash now that we can kind of be outside without immediately freezing. So maybe I go from here. I think I can basically go across the lake or the river and go up to the plane crash. And we can sweep that area and then come back to the house and then head to, I think, Mystery Lake. Sounds like a decent place to go. Maybe from Mystery Lake even move on to Mountain Town. We got a lot of indoor structures there. We've got some good places to set up camp for cooking with multiple burners. That will kind of establish our ability to harvest like some big game, like if we took out a bear in Mountain Town. I want one more rabbit and some saplings though before we make a move. So what all did I grab here? I'm gonna put the rabbit meat away. We've got lots of extra tools here that we don't need to be carrying. Put the good hatchet down for now. More rifle ammo. Don't need line. Really don't need to be carrying either of those right now. Let me fill up my lantern again. And we'll leave the rest of the stuff behind. Oh, it's full. Alright. So these are all like almost empty though. So I think versus condition, I'm just gonna carry these two. Clear that out. I can put the cooking pot down and the rest of the firewood. We got 12 sticks in our hands. Okay. Pretty tired is the problem. This is what happens when you're sprinting around all the time, is that you use all your energy, so it's like you have to rest to get it back, and then that ends up wasting more time in the long run, right? We can stop sprinting though now that we've got some warmer clothes. I think it's probably best to maybe start a fire. You can start a fire, maybe treat the afternoon as a wash. We'll make all this tinder, prepare all the things that we have, do a fire, cook everything that we've got, boil some water. And then we'll be ready for the morning. Fresh. Before it gets dark, you know what I want to do though is I want to move a bed downstairs because I don't want to be walking up and down these stairs. We'll go grab this one. And slowly we'll turn this area here into the master suite. Yeah, I'm almost exhausted already, so there's no way I was going to be walking around out there. Alright, make the last of the tinder with the newspaper rolls. Should have plenty of tinder. Start our first fire and get some torches as well. Looks pretty good. All right. Some of these are probably done pretty quickly. 15 minutes. Now, what I want to get is I think I dropped some extra water and also these water purification tablets because that kind of gives you 2 for 1 on your water boiling. Yeah. this water back in our hands, use it to make all of our tea. And start with the rose hips. So I only need 54 minutes to melt that, and then I can use the water purification tablets to turn it into good water. So basically, instead of 4 hours for 4 liters of water, it'll be 2 hours. And we'll do coffee as well. Just save the tea for now. That one's done. 40 minutes. Six minutes, 7 minutes, 1 minute. These should be done now. 23 until ready for that. Got one more coffee, right? Yep. We got 53 minutes left on the water boiling. I guess we can make this tea as well, why not? I'm gonna eat these bad sardines since we're in a safe place. And then I'm gonna go for heavy stuff, which is the rabbit, and which I'm not gonna carry anyways. So I'm gonna go for the peanut butter and peaches. That'll give us another can to work with as well. Alright. And we can drink this soda. That should be pretty good. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the tea, why not? Got our new can. That coffee's done. Alright, so that's now melted snow, so I'm going to take that. I'm going to do another one, and then I'm going to go here. So we've got our unsafe water of 2 liters, but I can use these twice. 1 tablet treats a liter of water. There's 1 and 2. Now it's all good. How's our fire doing? 34 minutes. Let's get these tea off of the stove. 1 more or 2 more? 2 more. And we need 47 minutes on the fire. Should be able to do that with sticks. There we go. Oh, I want some torches though, so take 1 torch. Two torch. 3 and 4. Okay, those are decent torches. They'll do the trick. So I need 39 minutes. That should do. Take that, and put that back in my hands. I think that gives me 1 can. Should be alright for now. I'm going to go over to the fridge. And leave behind the rabbit meat so we don't smell while we're walking around. As well as 3 liters of water. Actually, we'll do 5 liters of water because we're about to pick up a bunch more. Alright. A little bit of a base to come back to. Get the heavy firewood out. We'll bring a bunch of tinder with us, but not all of it. And as soon as this water is melted, I'm going to go to bed. Okay. Let's make it to our bed. Treat the last of this water. That actually worked out pretty well. We're going to be up kind of right first thing in the morning. Use the last of this. And double check that we are fed and watered. Sleep for 10. And we're going to head right out in the morning. As long as the weather holds out. I'm not going to walk around in a blizzard. It's probably pretty cold first thing in the morning. It's going to be like first light. Yeah, I'm pretty cold out here. We're just going to go for it though. Make sure I'm underweight. Yeah. Anything in the back seat? So our goal is a rabbit and some saplings. And I think I know where to find both of those things. It's very cold out here. I'm losing warmth rapidly. And I don't have... I was planning on being outside for quite some time, so this is not going to work out too well. I didn't even make it off property before I'm almost freezing. Sounds like now there's a blizzard coming in, so we're gonna have to adjust course. You know what though? I really don't want to. I'm just gonna try to tough it out. Maybe we can at least score this rabbit. And then run back to the house and warm up while we prepare them. Gotta get there pretty quick because it's like it's already cold. So oh, I thought for sure I was going to hit him. Alright. Well, now we're taking cold damage. So I got to go back to the house. Maybe I will finish building out the bedroom so we can be warm, let the storm and the morning cold pass through. Hopefully by midday the sun will be out. And the temps will have risen a little bit. What kind of temps are we working with? Minus 30. It's freezing. It's absolutely freezing out here. For a short mission, I could maybe run over to that rock outcropping and see if there's a corpse there that might be holding something of value. I can run over to this side barn. I don't think we've looked at that yet. Let's see if there's some tools or supplies over there that could be useful to us. There's a few things we can do here, but walking around is not one of them. Now that I'm awake and kind of up in the middle of the day, I'll start a fire before I go on the next time, and we'll heat up all of our tea straight from the cabin so that we can walk around a little more. Oops, I gotta cancel that. I need to drink some water before. Alright, now we can harvest him up. I think I'm gonna do this in 2 pieces so that I don't have like a 0.1 rabbit fillet. And then we'll do the other half. Alright, this is good because now we've got 3 rabbit pelts, which once cured we can make a rabbit skin hat with. Just gonna put those there so I don't forget about them. Alright, let's deck out what will be our bedroom. I'm just going to kind of clear everything out of here, and we'll make a little box for all of the decorations that we can come back to. Once we get a little more organized. Just take everything off the walls and start with a clean slate. One thing I do know I want to do is have this guy live right there. As kind of the headboard. That'll be cool. Okay. Get the desk out of here. I'm just going to make this kind of the storage room for now. We'll clean this up later if we get healthy enough to play. And I think like right here is a good spot to lay this box down. Yep, that's like pretty much perfect. And then it can just hide behind the chair. And sit there in the corner and we should still be able to reach it. Yep, perfect. Alright, so now let's get this chair out of the way. Get the bed set up. Like so. I think this drawer can go back in here. I don't think it's functional like that, but at least it looks like it. And move out the last of these chairs. This might be a cool thing to have at the foot of the bed, or like a little, end table. Get this chair out of here, and that should be a pretty good start to a bedroom. Sometime soon. Looks pretty good. That can then become like our dresser for clothing. Put this heavy stuff away real quick. It's just a rug. So all the clothing that we're not wearing can live over here. Might even take these gloves and break them down now that I have some backup mittens. And we can try to fix our boots a little more. Not planning on keeping the cargo or the combat boots, but if I have them, they might as well be in as best a shape as they can be. Great. Okay. Strip some curtains while we're in here and get some extra cloth. Kind of just waiting for the day to warm up. Sounds like the weather might have chilled out. Let's go have a look. I was going to make a fire before I leave. See how cold it is out here. It's still freezing. Minus 18. It was minus 30 before, so maybe we go for it. Pick up some sticks along the way. Start a fire down by the car. Of course, now I'm walking into the wind. Pleasant Valley is just deceptively punishing with the weather. It always seems like a pretty nice day, and then it's either like super cold or these storms will just come out of nowhere. So you can get yourself into a lot of trouble really quickly in Pleasant Valley by not respecting the weather. He says as he marches out into the freezing cold. But we're going to stay along the road for the most part, so we're not going to get lost. We do have a car and the radio tower that are within striking range if we do need to seek shelter. But, I mean, it's going to be so cold. I'm going to try to get up against this hill so that I'm at least out of the wind. But it's a major bummer. This is actually one of the things that I don't like about the harder difficulties, is that it's just so cold. Like, I feel like the game could have been, and I guess you can, tune a custom game to your liking, where the temperature isn't as much of a factor, but I personally like walking around, and I like being able to explore the map and move from region to region where, yeah, it makes sense to be cold if you don't have adequate clothing. But when you have the warmest clothing that's available in the game and you still have to like make tea and stop to make a coal fire because the fire from the wood that you pick up, even if it's like the fir and the cedar, isn't warm enough to warm you, like, it's a little too much. I don't know if that's going to be the case on Stalker, but it's definitely the case on Interloper, where like you'll make a fire with cedar firewood and it's not even, you're standing next to it and you're still freezing. So I feel like they tuned the cold to the extreme, to the point where, I don't know, it kind of compromises the enjoyment of the movement aspect of the game. But obviously some people have mastered it and it's not really a factor, so I guess in a way you just need to get better at playing the game. I'm gonna stop up here, buy all these sticks and make a fire. I'm gonna eat some. See, this is gonna be an example of, like, we're about to find out if I'm gonna be able to be warm next to my stick fire. And if not, then I have to, like, move along and take the cold damage to get somewhere that's warm. The only other thing I can do to get, like, instant warmth is spend a few minutes cooking up my tea, which will warm me. So a hot beverage will warm you, but standing next to an open fire doesn't. I'm not so sure about that. First thing he's got to do is start the fire, though, which would be great if we could get that part taken care of. Just wasting tinder and so see, I'm not even close to warm here. Fire is 5 degrees. I'm -3. I don't know if adding more fuel. There we go. None of these got dropped close enough to the fire. There we go. Just gonna let those cook for a sec and go pick up the rest of these sticks that were here. And then I need to eat before I lose my streak of calories. What I'll do is I'll put one of these cans that can become hot. Tomato soup it is. Okay, so that's done, that's done. That one didn't make it. These are all done. I'm gonna drink the rosehip tea. And it should warm me up pretty good. Yeah, so there we go. Just finish the coffee up. How am I doing on water? Plenty of water. We'll eat the soup. That should warm me up as well. Gave me a few calories. And maybe just pass like a little bit of time. It's 11. Only +4 out here. That's all we get. Alright, I think this is where I wanted to start looking for some saplings. I think there's a stand of saplings here, but they might just be birch, not maple. They might not be here at all. I'm not going to go too far up this hill because there's another spot down the hill that I want to look at. Just kind of make it to the crest of the a little gully here. See if we see anything here. No, I do not. Okay. Maybe up there somewhere, but I don't know exactly where. I don't want to waste the time to search because I'm not 100% sure if what I was thinking about is even in this location. Alright, I'm not losing warmth nearly as quickly now. Like, the late afternoon is definitely the time to be walking around. Still have like embers on this fire. I wonder if it's worth it to re-up the... Get a new torch. Oh, here comes the storm. Just out of nowhere, right? I'm gonna go up to the control hut because what I'd like to do is see if I can't find this stand of saplings that I was thinking of. Not going to be able to see anything. Sheltered from the wind over here, but still freezing cold. Inside because it's now starting to get pretty cold. Uh-oh, thought this was it. Isn't it? I think I'm up one too high on the ridge here. Huh, kind of lost. There we are. Alright, well, another day wasted by the weather. Unfortunately. And let's look at weight of food. Start with the dog food. clear out. And we're going to be pretty much out of food, so we're going to need to keep moving. I think our scavenger hunt for saplings might be coming to an end with this weather issue. I'm just going to sleep for a couple hours, warm up, and hopefully let the weather move through. Doesn't sound like it's moved through at all. It's still just whipping out there. Let's go take a look and put eyes on it. Yeah, it's a full blizzard. Lame. Alright, well, I might as well just get fully rested. And just travel in the middle of the night. Probably just back to the house and then move along, get out of Pleasant Valley. So now it's like the end of the night. Probably gonna be freezing outside. I don't know if the storm has even ended. Slightly snowing. So there's some stuff down the hill that will be worth looking at. I'd rather it not be dark, but so it is. I don't know if the storm lantern is going to be of much use to us right now. Try to not get a sprain here. I think there's like some mushrooms down here. There's also a bear cave, so oh my gosh, just stands up for a second. So we need to make sure we don't run into him. But even if we do, we are armed for the occasion. So yeah, once again, I'm just absolutely freezing. Let's see if this helps us see. Okay. We do have a bear. Fresh tracks. And we have a deer carcass as well. Should be nice to address, but I don't think we'll be able to be warm over here with just sticks. Basically, we have to get back to the cabin. I don't think this light is helping us. I'm going to take this out. Because we're basically walking straight towards where those tracks were leading. gonna sprint for one so that we can rest a little bit more when we get back to the house, but also to prevent myself from getting too cold. I wonder if the bear is gonna be over here. I really don't want to go all the way back to the farmhouse. I don't think I'm warm in the barn. I am warm in the barn. Okay, great. I think I can sleep in the hay. Let's just try to warm up. Okay, fully rested. The night is ending. It's minus 12 out. I think I'm just gonna grab some stuff and get out of Pleasant Valley. I guess we kind of talked about going up to... Just the weather is just ridiculous. Okay, so we'll get our food cooked up. That stuff has a couple of days still. Might as well make some water while I'm here. And I want a piece of fur. Alright, we need 57 minutes. We got plenty. I don't think there's anything we can cook. We're well rested. Let's just expedite this stuff. Got 36 minutes for the snow. I'm gonna take that, drink some water, and drop all of our tea. Those are all done. I'm gonna bring this with me. And see, the problem is we can hardly bring anything with us because all of the clothing that we have is super heavy. By the time I pick up the pelts, they're pretty much there. I guess I do have 2 liters of water that I'm not bringing with me. But I want to bring ammunition just in case we find a rifle. I want to bring a whetstone. I guess that's probably good. We'll bring that and the scrap metal. And that actually puts us in a pretty decent spot. Once I get rid of this water, we should be underweight. I'm going to bring all the food with us. Alright. Sun is rising. And we are moving along, so here we go. The only thing that would prevent me from continuing on this little journey is if we encounter a bear close to the farmhouse here. I will try to take that down and quarter it up. If not, we'll just continue forward. I don't know that Mystery Lake is really like the best place that we could go, but I don't actually spend a whole lot of time there. And I know that when we come through the cave, we're going to end up in the winding river, and we'll go through the dam, which has a ton of potential for finding some loot and maybe upgrading our clothing situation. So we'll start with that idea and try to make it down to the camp office and maybe... Oh, there's the bear. This flare is about to go out. Oh, I almost messed that up. I was looking at the ground. Okay, well, I guess that was just going to be a defensive shot, and we're going to keep going because he bailed. Oh, he's right there by the house, though. Let's try one more time. He's coming back. He's smoking. We can get him right in the street here. I don't think I hit him. I think I waited didn't wait long enough. Alright. Wow, and all of our stuff went cold, so we can't even like sustain a hot beverage in the time it takes to get cold. I'm going to need to address that though, because I have a long ways to walk, so maybe we go into the bear cave here and try to warm up. Just lost our torch. I don't know that I've really picked up any firewood either just now. A couple of sticks. I should have enough to at least warm up our... I'm just gonna go just get this thing going. Okay, it's -2, and so we need +2 on this fire. There it is. Alright, there's a hot coffee. Warmed us up a touch. Got 37 minutes, so let's just sit here for a few. Maybe drink one more coffee. And hopefully that'll allow us to go a little ways. Alright, the wind's going to blow this torch out almost immediately. And it's so cold that we're going to be freezing again before we get to the cave. So what we're aiming for next is the hunter's blind. And then down the hill on the other side should be cave to the winding river. One more spring to look forward to here, most likely. And I'm going to spend the time to get some of these sticks because there's a couple caves here where we could potentially stop and warm up. And then once we get in the cave, we'll want to have some fuel. Most likely we'll be encountering a wolf up here, so we got to be careful for that as well. But now the wind has died down, so should be able to at least get a torch going if we need to. I'm going to wait until we encounter some kind of a threat. And maybe let's drink a tea if it's still warm. I don't think these warm you up that much. Really, the mushroom and rose hips are what you want to get warm. But as long as we can fend off losing condition, We're making forward progress, so we should be able to be relatively warm here. I think I'm a little under the hunter's blind. I feel like, yeah, that's the cave right there in front of us. So hunter's blind's going to be right up here. I'll take this sapling for sure. Still looking for a maple sapling. Start to collect some mushrooms for tea. See if there's anything good in here. Oh, is this maple? Excellent. Now we've got the makings for a bow. So Mystery Lake's starting to sound more appealing. And we found another arrow, so this is all good. Alright. Straight down from the hunter's blind is the cave that leads to the winding river. Right up along this shelf here. We'll be there pretty much just in time before we go cold. I'm not going to bother with another tea. Made it with minimal damage. Alright. Maybe we can get in here and get a fire going. Probably find some coal, which will be an important thing to carry around as we move from region to region, because it's just so hard to stay warm with a fire that's not super hot. So far, not seeing a whole lot of anything. Spend some time exploring this little zone in here. At least we're warm in here. I think we'll make a fire. We can't sleep, unfortunately. Alright, so that's the way out. But down here, there's sometimes some stuff worth finding. Maybe an animal carcass or some coal, possibly. A little bit of coal. Take that. Nothing to eat, though. What I should have been doing before drinking those teas is eating some of this rabbit, because it dehydrates you. I could have eaten that and then used the tea to rehydrate and kind of had a regenerating process going there, but I wasn't really thinking about that. I believe to the left is our way out, but we'll go down here and see. Oh, I think this is the way out. Let's see what's over here. Looks like maybe... Oh, look at this. We found a bedroll. That's huge. Now we are much more flexible in where we go. And the ability to be able to rest, like in this cave, for example, is going to be huge towards staying fresh and staying warm. We're going to be pretty heavy coming out of here, but transitioning the winding river is relatively safe. I think there's usually one wolf that patrols the ice below the dam, and aside from that, we just have to make sure we can cover the distance without freezing. So maybe another quick fire before we exit. Should have a much better time warming up. Get rid of all of the extra weight. Try to eat as much as this rabbit as we can. And then maybe set up a station to cure as soon as we get into Mystery Lake that we can then come back to in a couple days after doing a lap around the map, and that way we're not walking with a scent and giving the stuff time to cure like almost immediately. So I think right here might be a good place right before we exit to set up with the little fire. Yeah, there's like this flat spot here. This is perfect. So let's do it right here and just get a fire going to warm up, maybe get some fresh torches and burn some of this extra fuel. 27 sticks in our hand. We definitely don't need to be walking with that many now that we've kind of cleared the area. I think this is going to be a good lap, or a good route. We've got the dam and the camp office, as well as the trapper's cabin, and some trailers along the way. This inability to start fires is getting a little bit annoying. It's like takes 4 tries every time. But then maybe we go to Mountain Town, which is just chock full of buildings, and there's a lot of rabbits there as well. So we can maybe get the rabbit skin mitts going. Alright, what's our heaviest rabbit? Let's get rid of these. And just get all fed, and then I think I'm going to spend some time. Got an hour with the fire. So we'll do a little bit of prepping. Should take about 45 minutes. We got lots of mushrooms, and then we're just gonna make a bunch of tea. So I could probably be boiling some water in the meantime. We'll just do it like this. 2-hour fire. We'll go 30 minutes at a time with the mushrooms. That should get us pretty close to boiling. Yeah, 5 minutes. Maybe 1 more liter of water and 2 more of these. Yeah, this is perfect. How are we doing on Tinder? Still have 6 of those. Okay. Let's make 1 of each of these. And we're pretty close on weight. We can drop these sticks and we'll probably be there. I want to hold on to as much of this coal as possible. And All we picked up was a flare and a bedroll, which obviously we want to keep. So that's what we got for now. We'll do a couple more sticks. Expedite this. Maybe do 2 more cups of mushroom tea. And expedite that. Those should stay warm for a while. We'll focus on drinking those. I guess I could drop some coffee just so that we've got one to choose from that will help us with energy if we need it. So I'm going to add 5 more sticks. Going to expedite these and then take enough torches where the fire goes out. These are all pretty bad, so we'll burn through them pretty quick. It's good to have some torches through the winding river because how'd we do on weight? We ended up 3 kilos heavy, but we've got a lot of torches in our hand, so those will probably go down as we burn fire. And just not pick up any sticks. Our first cattail of the run. I think there's some rose hips out here too. Oh, they're stuck in the tree. Alright, we have a much nicer day and we're not even that cold. This is looking pretty good. It'd be great to get these rabbits, but I'm going to leave them for now. We've got enough to make the hat. We need 4 more to make gloves. Or mittens. So we'll leave these guys, save on the weight, keep moving forward. And we'll get established at camp office here after a little while. And then we'll go try to track down some more pelts and hides. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get enough deer carcass to where we don't even have to kill anything while our bow materials cure. Torches are horrible. We'll just start with the bad ones and leave them as we go. There's actually a cave up here to the right. I think I'll pop my head in there and see if there's anything to find, because I always kind of forget about that. I just use this as a quick transition to get from Pleasant Valley to Mystery Lake, but I think there's stuff worth grabbing up here, or at least worth looking at. Get a couple of these while we're here and not desperately worrying about the cold. We don't need a whole lot of these because if we do survive one attack, we'll be lucky. And we won't have a chance to survive a second, so there's no need to stock up on antiseptic because we'll die before that becomes a factor. It's just a regular book. Matches. Looks like that's it. Pretty minimal. We're going to be really heavy in the walking through the dam, and which is unfortunate because we start all the way at the top where we're just going to want to loot our way all the way through it. But I'm going to leave behind anything that's not like a critical necessity, or maybe like stash it all in a couple of places so we can run back and grab it. But we don't need to shuttle like every single thing that we find. Rex's run here is going to be a lot more mobile than Roxy and Ruthless Rex was, because we're going to try to explore the map and uncover a lot of ground while we recover, instead of just bunkering down and using one region. So that strategy should be a little more interesting in terms of what we encounter, weather, animals, and things to find, but also makes it a little more important to not carry every single thing so that we can continue moving quickly. I'm already walking heavy. I should be getting well fed here, the well fed bonus, like today. I think it's 3 days, 72 hours without going into the starving meter. And we've got to be close to that because we've been taking care of ourselves. I think right before we walk into the dam, there's potential for an animal carcass, a deer, kind of at the like patio area, I guess it would be, before crawling in through the window. If that's the case and it's there, I'll plan on building a quick fire. That'll help us warm up, or help us stay warm while we quarter it, and we can get our first deer hide. Plus we can use the rest of these sticks that are weighing us down, so we don't need to be carrying any of them through the dam. I just want to keep the coal so that we have it, but everything else is going to get left behind, including this book that we picked up. We'll use that to start the fire, and then hopefully we can shed a bunch of that weight. Bunch of potential for like gear inside of those crates. I've never broken any of that stuff down before, so I don't know if there's anything in there or not, but I'd be curious to find out. That's where you come out when you exit the dam from over here. This is always scary right here, this little step where you have to go back in and then come out. Just like get some vertigo. Honnolding across the edge of the dam. It's as close to Thank God Ledge as you can get in the long dark. Okay, so over here there's oftentimes a deer carcass. So we're gonna make a little fire right next to him and take everything he's got to offer us. If I fail this first fire, I'm probably just gonna have to throw another torch down because this one's about to die. Come on, fire. Let's do this. Alright. Is that going to keep us warm? It's -2. Yeah. We've got an hour. So, what does this guy have to offer? 18 minutes. We're gonna get that going first, and then we'll cook that while we harvest the rest. Lots of, better to just drop it like this. Okay, so that's 45 minutes. So that'll be perfect for the hide. I think I want the deerskin pants before anything else. I'm just going to expedite that. Okay, 39 minutes. Might have to even throw one piece of coal in here. It should be alright. We won't have any hot tea, but we won't need it because it'll be just dying out as we finish. Perfect. So if I can get this in time, I'll light our last torch. And did any feathers drop? Yeah. A couple feathers. Okay. We got all warmed up. I can feel that I'm heavy now, but that was definitely worthwhile. Okay, that's a down vest. I think the ones we're wearing right now are sport vests, so I'm going to take a look at that and see if we can warm up a layer. Alright, we made it to the dam. Look at the first thing we found. Sweet. So, fully confirmed that there are firearms in Stalker difficulty. That's kind of cool. This is maybe like exactly what a lot of people maybe want out of a harder difficulty. So a lot of people will play like a custom interloper where they enable the firearms because they're fun to play with, and it's like, you know, if the ammo is scarce, it's still a pretty good challenge because you have to figure out a strategy for crafting the ammunition. But to each their own, right? We're just gonna play the difficulties as they give them to us. Once we get to interloper, we'll sacrifice having any weapons that aren't the bow and arrow. Although I think the flare pistol spawns in interloper as well. It's just much more difficult to find flares for it. Kind of wasted a couple shots on that bear. Second shot especially was pretty lazy. It's like not even really paying attention. Shot super low and then just kind of let him run away. Thought that was a metal container, but it's... This room up here has like probably most of the dam altogether. There's all these lockers. I'd really just like to find some better clothing. So I think what we'll do is stop. Like, man, that's like the third or fourth pair of combat boots that we've found. Crazy. And another military coat. Always worth checking back here. Sometimes there's something in this box. So, one rifle cartridge, or revolver cartridge. Alright, now I'm getting pretty heavy, so once I get out of the bottom tunnel here, there's some lockers right where you would exit to go back out to Winding River. I think we'll do some inventory there and get back down to an acceptable weight to move, and then we can always come back to the dam and get any gear that we might want to revisit. Some pretty good stuff down here. I found another military coat, which will definitely add to the warmth, but it might just be too heavy. Trying to open up everything but not scour it too much so that we can just keep moving. It'd be nice to find a hunting knife is what would be good. I don't think we have one of those yet. I'm still working with the hatchet, which is obviously way better than nothing, but the hunting knife is like the most efficient way to quarter up all your game. I'll take this little side shortcut. Sludging along now, but we're almost at the lockers, so bear with me. Yeah, we're super heavy. Just take a quick scan of this little spot. There's usually nothing in here, but I always am tempted to look at it. I'm going to leave that newspaper on the ground because we've got plenty of tinder going out. Alright, so these are the lockers that I was talking about. And can we get some stuff set up here? That doesn't want to fit there, does it? Whatever. Clear these file cabinets and then go for the lockers. Alright, some trail boots. We can upgrade our clothing situation. Those are definitely going to be better in terms of weight. Half the weight, half the protection, but that's just a better deal for us. So, and then I think we got this down vest. We also have another coat, but that's another 2 kilos of weight. We go to plus 11 warmth. This really doesn't make us any warmer. Go through it like that. Oh, and we finally got a beanie. Plaid shirt's 0.2. The grizzly bear shirt is the way to go. Mittens are good. We're just letting this torch burn out. We're not worried about it anymore. Alright. So we're going to leave a good bit of stuff here. The book Let's leave a book of matches as well. We'll take everything else with us. We can leave a little bit of a first aid here. That's enough. Should have probably brought some more antibiotics with us. Alright, that cut out a ton of weight. And we're going to leave all that stuff behind. We're bringing all the food with us. Oh, we're holding a rifle now too. That's great, but that's why we're so heavy. That's really all we want to leave. A little bit of clothing. Alright, so before we get too far into this, let's remember, call the stash locations. Pleasant Valley, Farmhouse, and Mystery Lake, Carter Dam, Lower, oh, that was Carter Dam, lower level locker. Okay, so our next spot will be maybe the front of the dam, depending on how much more loot we get. And then we'll drop all of the pelts and guts at the trailer directly across from the entrance to the dam, and then we should be pretty light. We can even get some rest there. And we're picking up enough arrows to have like a full quiver to not even have to go worry about forging anything. There is some stuff in here that's like up in here. It's kind of worth going to check out. I'm gonna clear the junk. I wish I wasn't so heavy. I might actually, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to the front of the dam. And I'm gonna come back down into this room and walk around when I don't weigh 1,000 pounds. We have a bedroll, so we can sleep here, which is nice. And I'm gonna take this with me and outfit the entrance of the dam to be a little more hospitable. Pick these up while we walk by. And we'll drop some stuff in the lockers that are up in the front here. Maybe lay out all the stuff to cure. And come do a lap of that lower section. And loot the top here. We should be ready to move along. But this will be good to have up in here. Make ourselves a little base of operations. Another pair of jeans. If we can make ourselves some space. It's like you can't put down the clipboards the way that you pick them up. Alright, that's a decent little space. We'll just destroy this. Alright. Let's get those out of our hands. those out of our hands. That goes. Those go. And we'll just loot the rest of this area and put down everything so that we can walk back. All we're trying to do now is loot. So we'll put all of that in there. We'll put all of that in there. Both of those jeans are in really rough shape. I guess those are technically better, but not by enough for it to matter. Bring a little bit of food with me just in case we get ourselves into a weird situation. I don't know that we could, but you never know. Rifle is definitely a problem. We won't be needing a hacksaw, we won't be needing a hatchet, won't be needing any of those. I am going to bring all of this and fill up 2 lanterns. Alright, gave us 10 kilos of carry capacity, and let's go ahead and do this while we're at it. Perfect. And harvest these up too. Is there a file cabinet in here? There was somewhere. Is there a marine flare on me? I don't remember finding that. We've maxed out the weight. Okay. Back down we go for some looting of the lower level. Just kind of walking the perimeter of the catwalks. And sometimes there's some good stuff up there. Like I found a hatchet up there before. And I've found some clothing up there before, so there is a specific way to get up there because the stairs are broken. But I think you can do it without the rope if you go over here. And then you just have to make sure that you kind of see the full section. Nothing doing there. We go all the way to the end and then come back and go over there. Not much. Flare's not a bad thing to find though, especially when the animals are after you. Okay, so now we can walk this way. And it's kind of a weird dead end here because you can't actually walk over this snow. Try as you might. And this container, and that's pretty much it. so not much to find. A little bit of food, guess that's good. And then I've always wondered if, like, break down those boxes or something, it kind of seems like it's leading you into that. But if you go down here and look back up at it, you can kind of see everything that's there. So I'm not so sure there's anything actually to be found there. You know, I don't see anything. Right, let's get back up. There's a safe to crack. There's some water to pull from the restroom. Another flare shell. More matches. Okay. Some fuel that can live here. There's some tools. That'll be good. Simple tools, but tools nonetheless. Alright, I kill the light. Try to crack this safe. Oh, I didn't see it. Was it like 42? 40. 40, 32. It's more like 38. Money and a flare. Okay. Another stem. I always wondered if this elevator works in a Aurora. I've never checked. We get an Aurora and while we're still here, we'll try. So there's like an upstairs to the dam as well. I'm gonna go up there and I'm just gonna check the lockers. I don't really feel compelled to like look through all of the file cabinets and everything. Oops. It's like at best we might find a granola bar or some chips or something, but I don't think we're gonna be that pressed for food to scour every last drawer. So the lockers, look inside because there's always a chance to find some clothing in those. But once we get done on this main level here, probably just go up there and grab think there's like a first aid locker up there. And a couple lockers surrounding it. But I'm not really finding like a whole lot of amazing stuff. Those are cool. We're gonna bring those and hang them up somewhere. Because like at this point, I'm using lantern fuel for stuff that I really don't need. I'd rather have the lantern fuel for more important tasks, like navigating caves that I have to get through. But I will run up here really quickly and just look inside the lockers. Bandage. Hey, that's an upgrade from our military coat. This is all books and stuff. Yeah, so we can always come back here and take one of these downstairs too. Those are always fun to have at the base when it comes time for that. Alright, I think we got all the lockers. This place is a damn mess. This is a good thing for a base too. It helps you move some stuff around. And hang stuff on walls. Oops, I went down too far. Hey, it was worth it. Another festive sweater. That's like pretty much the best layer or clothing for that layer that we have right now. Alright. Eat some food. Take this rabbit and then we'll eat the deer as well. That way we eliminate as much scent as possible. I'm just going to put all of it back in my pack for now. We'll do inventory tomorrow before we walk out of here. I think now we can just sleep. See if I can lay this down. Alright. Everything's looking good. Just top off the water. Get ourselves a good solid 10 hours of sleep. Oh, and I think I just saw weakened state go away, so we're gonna wake up like Dorothy to a color. Cool. It's like we landed in Oz. Oops, I did not mean to do that. That can actually really negatively affect you if you accidentally do that. Not only for being like dehydrated and stuff like that, but like if I got attacked by a bear one night, or like going up Timberwolf Mountain, and I was just trying to take a quick nap. I got attacked by a bear in my sleep, and I was just trying to pick up the bedroll and move along, and I slept again, and the bear killed me, and that was the end. So what have we done here? We lose 3/4 of a kilogram for 1 degree of, and we lose some protection as well. But I mean, really, we're not gonna. I think we are trying to avoid confrontation with animals, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the lower level. going to upgrade to a hat and put these on and maybe spend some time repairing them as well. Drink a little bit of water, and I think it'll be worth it to repair these. Failed. Try do it again. Failed. Okay, at 84% now. So we will leave firewood behind. Leave these books behind. Leave all of this firewood behind. We'll leave the papers behind. A book of matches. We really don't need 4 accelerants, but it's better to have them with us. Put those away. What are we leaving? We're going to get rid of the military coat. I think I'm okay with that. Just try to lose some weight. And we're going to bring all of our tools. Okay, we're going to be heavy walking across the street, but we don't have that far to go. We'll look both ways and light a torch if we need to. But we also have a rifle now, so we've got a pretty good defense package. Birds flying overhead. Something's over there. We'll go check that out. It's a little bit cold. Alright. Looking both ways. Let's check this truck out real quick. Might be able to get a memento hint. Okay, that's the cave to Milton above Trapper's Cabin. That's kind of our next stop after we've done everything that we came to do here in... Where is he? I heard another one. I wish I had brought the firewood now. I'm going to go over into this one because this is the trailer I like to use as a staging area. It's got some lockers in it. The other one does not. So we'll clear the junk. Put some stuff back in order. Do a quick search. Oh, quality tools. Alright. Mostly just want to get rid of this stuff for now. They're still very heavy. It's all that coal. decorations. Definitely need to be walking around with those. The rest of the stuff is I'd like to bring to the cabin. This is going to be a heavy walk. But I guess we're not really going to build anything until we come back with the cured pelts. I might take the one gut and the maple sapling with me. Can probably get rid of this for now since we're going to be holding the rifle. We haven't found a pistol yet. And 8 scrap metal. We just leave some of it behind. Okay. I need to start a fire to break up this wolf. Otherwise I'm going to get cold. So it might just be faster to run across back into the dam and get the wood that we've already collected instead of scouring around the nearby area. Oh, the pry bar just laying around. I think I'll leave the wolf meat behind, and I just want to take his pelt and we'll leave it to cure, maybe the guts. But we're gonna, anything that comes at us, we're gonna take a shot at it. Ruthless Rex after all. So just take all of that stuff, and then I'm gonna leave that pry bar that we just found behind. Hopefully that'll be enough to, I guess we could have used the coal and saved ourselves a walk, but I need a piece of stick to get it started. Is that something? No. Alright, well this will be a good place to heat up our tea before we begin our walk too, so this will be good for a lot of reasons. I feel like Rex is getting a little better at starting fires. Shouldn't have said anything. Alright. I don't think it takes too long to cook this guy up. Wonder if we can lure that wolf over here. Hey guy, come join your friends. Oh, he's like wants nothing to do with us. Not interested. Get his attention. I don't want to get too close to him. See if we can get both of these guys. don't know if I'm skilled enough to get him like within the range of the fire, but it'd be cool if I was. If I can get him like here. But if he gets too close to the fire, he'll run away, so we'll see what happens. He like charged me before I saw him, and then he ran away when I aimed. Well, we tried. Alright, 45 minutes. Gonna need a little bit of water for this project. Let's take the hide first. And it's 40 minutes for the pelts. We can make, or for the guts. Okay. Going to drop our tea. Gonna go back over here. Drop our fresh wolf pelt. Along with his guts. And I think I would like to take one with me. They all about the same. Almost 46%. Let's take one of those and our bow and arrow stuff. Ah, the rabbit's pretty close too. Alright. We're gonna take that with us. And we're gonna go to the camp office first, instead of doing the loop. I'm going to pick up my tea. Take a torch with me. Get all these mushrooms before we go. Oh, wolf is back. Oh, I missed. Dang. That was poor aim on my side. It kind of took me by surprise. I wasn't really ready. I was just here minding my own business. That second shot was completely unnecessary. Oh, he's going to try again. Alright, let's do this. Got better aim at him this time. Hit him in like the shoulder. He will die, but I didn't get him square in the head. We'll have to find him later. It's possible that we can just track him on our way. Our way to the camp office. Because go leave a path. And it shouldn't take him too long to die. Like I see him running around down there. I'm gonna take the creek bed and get all these cattails. There's kind of a lot to do up here, because I think there's a carcass across the way. Maybe I shouldn't be in such a hurry to make it to camp office. And spend the afternoon up here getting everything that is available to us. That might be the better way to go. There's a ton of cattails to grab. Now we have a wolf to track. And there was definitely another animal carcass up here, and if it's a deer, it'd be good to get his hide curing. So I'm gonna go up there and check that out after I get these cattails down here. It's also, the weather is good and I'm not cold, so I feel like I should take advantage of that for sure. There's definitely something down here, or just up on the other side. Oh, that's weird. Burned out campfire under the bridge. Yeah, there's a deer carcass, so we're gonna want him for sure. That'll get us some food as well. And I think I hear another group of birds too, although those guys could be over the wolf. No, they're in a different location. This is, yeah, I think we're gonna spend the day up here. There's just a lot to be gathered. I'm gonna leave that burdock root. I don't like the animation for harvesting that thing. It just feels like it takes forever. And we're not desperate enough to be needing what it has to offer. Okay, this is a human. Hey, he had a hunting knife though, which is exactly what we were hoping to find. So now we can go start a fire by this deer carcass. And take everything off of that, go back to this trailer. I mean, we might even be able to just use the workbench at the dam to get the rabbit skin mitts or hat put together and be like ready to just move through by the time we get to the camp office. All right, it's late afternoon. This guy's pretty frozen, but we've got the tools to break him up. I should look at him before I get too into this. Okay, so it's 8 minutes with the hatchet. We'll get that and then we'll cook it up while we get the hide. Might as well get the guts too, since we're close to base. And That takes 44 minutes. We got 47 on the fire. 30 minutes for the hide with the knife. All right. 15 minutes. Just gonna do the rest of the sticks that we have, and then we'll let this fire go out for the remainder of the harvest. And I'm going to do one, I guess we can do that old man's beard as well pretty soon. Okay. And it's 20 minutes. If the fire goes out, it's okay. We'll start another torch if we need to with the wolf. We might have taken out the wolves up here for now, though. One of them is definitely done. Cooking level 2. And the other one's wounded. I think it will die. I got it pretty square in like the neck shoulder area, but I didn't get him in the nose. Alright. So Stalker is kind of cool because it's still like relatively easy to get set up. It seems like there's a pretty good amount of loot and gear to be found. Also, the fact that you don't have to craft your tools right away gives you a lot more flexibility on where to go. But the consequence for making mistakes is still pretty significant, so I guess I might as well break this guy down while we're here. I should go inside and drop the rest of the stuff that smells, though. And also keep the stuff curing. Alright, so kind of a game change of plans here. We'll leave all this stuff curing here. And when it's done, we'll go into the dam. So that means we can drop all of those, all of that. Those for now do nothing for us. Oh, I've been leaving all my shells. I only picked up 2. I'm being a little bit reckless with the rifle because we're going to move into the bow. Still don't have a ton of food. There's got to be some more stuff I can drop. It's all this coal. Get rid of those matches. Should probably go find the rest of my shells in case we survive long enough to make ammunition. They're all pretty much right here. Where did we shoot that guy from? That was a one-shot kill, so yeah, we've only taken 3 shots, so that's it. That's it. Alright, that takes an hour. anything else, we get some... Wait. Took 4 shots? Oh yeah, because I totally missed the first time. Probably time to tighten that up a little bit. Alright, let's do a quick search through this trailer. Usually not a whole lot in here, but you never know. Lots of metal shelving, if you ever need scrap metal. Okay. Clear the junk and... I don't know, just at least get those out of the way. Anything under these boxes? No. Alright. Okay. Now things have settled down a little bit up here. And the evening is here. It's starting to get a little bit cold. We got plenty of time though. Maybe I'll walk over to the hunter's blind. Which is relatively close to our location. And see about the cave that's over there as well. And we'll come back here for the night. And maybe on the way, we'll find the wolf that we shot. And see if he has expired. I'm gonna get off of the riverbed right now and head this way. Might as well put the last 2 bullets in the rifle. It's kind of cool. We've got like limited ammo. I was pretty reckless with those shots, but that's okay. We really want to kind of be using the bow anyways. Oh, there's some birch here. That's actually excellent. That was one thing I think I forgot to do in Pleasant Valley, was go through the birch forest. One more piece and we'll be able to make a couple of teas. There's a carcass in front of us. I think it's a human. Looks like a body. He died empty-handed. Alright, keeping track of our temperature. We're getting a little bit hungry, but we should be able to manage that through the night. We'll eat all the bad food tonight, starting with the heaviest. Over here, we might encounter another deer carcass, and we might find something good in the hunter's blind, along with the Allen's cave or something like that. Alistair's cave. We'll walk over in there first and see if there's anything. Alright, I think I see a deer carcass. It looked like it might have even had an arrow in its head, which is good for us. not so good for him. It's Alan's cave. Which, I'm not even sure why Alan's cave is a thing. It's like, first of all, it's like barely a cave. Like, not really something to name after yourself. Just gonna survey, but I don't want to get cold. Oh, I'm actually warm in there. Maybe it is a cave. Okay, so we do have another deer carcass, which I'm just gonna take the hide off of. We've got quite a bit of guts now. Also don't want it to get dark and stormy on me. It's already going to get dark, so this is a little risky. This is like the perfect time for a storm to roll in. Another arrow, that's great. Oh, we found some more rifle ammo. 5 more rounds. So yeah, it was definitely worth walking over here for it. Those are just stones and sticks. Alright, let's go check out this deer, and then we want to go up through the gap and just hug the... It's 30 minutes. Hug the right side. Okay, wind is coming in a little bit. It doesn't indicate that we smell. It'd be nice to get back to the trailer before we have to stop to eat, but we're actually doing okay on our temperature. I wonder if that wolf died or if he lives. There's actually a way we can look. Since those were our first 2 wolves, we can go to the stats and we can look and see if if we've killed 2 wolves. And if we have killed 2 wolves, we'll know that he was one of them. If it's only one, then he shook it off and he's just walking around with a bullet in him. Or maybe it went clean through. Okay, there's the bridge. So up and around the corner, we've got pretty decent visibility. I see the trailers. We'll lay that out, and this will be a good place to call it a night for Ruthless Rex. I think I see some movement in front of us. I'm going to start a torch. I think there's a wolf right around the corner from the trailer. And if there is, I'm gonna try to get him. Yeah, he's here. Alright, let's see if we can do this. It's hard to see him. Oof. Got him. Alright. I don't know how much fuel I have, but we're gonna at least take this guy's pelt. do have some coal if we need it. In fact, I think I'll throw one on, because we need to eat. Alright, so yeah, we'll go dog food, and then chips and colas. I don't know if I just heard a gust of wind or a bear. I think it's just the wind. Alright, we got an hour and a half. Might as well take 16 minutes to take the meat. We can just cook it. We're warming up, the weather's good. Take advantage of it. And I think the wolf meat takes a while to cook anyways, so yeah, it takes over an hour. So we actually need to throw the stick on there, and then 30 minutes for the hide. That's, everything's working out. 20 minutes for the 2 guts, might as well take them. And let's get the last kilo of meat. There's a lot of wolves in Mystery Lake, it seems. We've already encountered 3, and we're just at the top edge of the map, so while it was weather in Pleasant Valley, it's animals here. Not sure which is better. Turned out to be a perfect night. We got really lucky with the weather on this first day, and we got really lucky with a couple of shots on these wolves. Upgraded our clothing a little bit. Mystery Lake seems like it was the right decision. Just gonna get organized really quickly here with the pelts and all the guts. Got another deer hide, so we got 3. And what does that give us? Deerskin boots, we only need 2. Okay, so we can make the pants, which is exactly what we want to do. I want to make these crampons as well. And then a hat is 3 rabbits, and we need 2 more wolves for the coat. Great start to materials. Those will take a couple of days. Those are maybe a day away. And the guts are going to take a little bit of time as well. Anything else we need to drop for curing? I think so. Put the feathers away. And let's see, what do we have? A bunch of cans. Don't need to be carrying those around. We don't need to be carrying the arrows around while we wait for our materials to cure. I didn't even look in this cabin yet. We were so busy. Okay. I'm gonna break down these arrows real quick. So we've got all of the materials ready to go. Break that down. that. Okay. Put a few things away so I can actually kind of see in here. All right. We'll drop the fire starting stuff outside tomorrow. I'm gonna hold on to all those matches. We really don't need to be holding on to 4 emergency stems at this point. But we need to make sure we bring them with us as we travel. The windbreaker is something I do want to look at here real quick. Because it's super lightweight. It's not as warm as the down vest though. Doesn't do anything for us. Guess I'm going to stick with the vest for now. Okay. I'm going to put the food on the box over there. That's weighing us down a little bit. All these tools are good. Arrowheads can go away for now. I'm going to carry the rifle ammo. And not going to be doing any spray painting. Those can all go. Just put those away for now. Break down this. And this. Those we'll do in the morning or next time we need to make some tea. And yeah, we lose quite a bit of weight with that, holding those instead. So it's like 3 applications, or 1 application for 0.1. I don't know if that's worth 7 applications or not. But like I said earlier, we only have 1 chance to survive an animal attack, so we will have plenty of time to get another one if we do that. Otherwise, we'll just be dead. So I can leave these behind. And that should be good for the evening. Let's make sure we get a little bit of food. Should I try to eat a wolf? I'm scared about that. I don't think that's a good idea. Let's go with the chips. These things can tend to give you food poisoning, so why not do it in a safe space? Everything else is looking pretty good, so we'll go for weight. And just top off the drink. All right, 10 hours of sleep, and we'll continue the adventure tomorrow. Thanks so much for spending your time with me, guys. Say goodnight to Rex, and we will catch you on the next one.